Here now to discuss Republican Senator John Kennedy of Louisiana. It's a state where about 1.6 million people, or a third of the population, are on Medicaid. Senator, good to have you with us. Thanks so much. Elon Musk today called this bill a disgusting abomination. What's your response?
I wish Mr. Musk would stop sugarcoating it and just say what he thinks. Look, I have great respect for Elon. I think he's a smart guy. He's entitled to his opinion. This is America. Elon's frustrated. He thinks we've become debt slaves. He thinks Congress needs to relearn the magical healing power of no. I agree with his point of view. I'm just not ready to throw the towel in on this bill because I don't know what the bill is. It's going to change a lot, Jake. It's going to change a great deal. I'm for more spending reductions, but I'll vote for more spending up until the point until we run out of votes is what I'm trying to say.
So a study from the Urban Institute, which is a think tank, says that Trump's bill, this legislation, the big beautiful bill, could kick 116,000, anywhere from 116,000 to 132,000 Louisiana adults off of Medicaid. The Times-Picayune in New Orleans reports, quote, for people who work in Louisiana's hospitality or tourism industry, the work requirement in this bill could hit especially hard in busy seasons around Mardi Gras and Jazz Fest. Servers or musicians might easily top 80 hours. Come late summer, their income can flatline, unquote, not to mention, of course, the way that hurricanes can cause unemployment dips in your part of the country. What do you say to the hardworking people in Louisiana who are worried about lapses in their medical benefits if they fall on hard times, and how this bill might affect them?
Well, I tell them first, you have to read the bill. There are exceptions in the bill. But number two, to me, the appropriate question is not who should be on it. The question is who is receiving Medicaid right now but shouldn't be receiving Medicaid. If you're an illegal immigrant, for example, I don't believe you should be eligible to get Medicaid. If you make more money than the cap, the limit on Medicaid, therefore you're lying to the government, I don't think you're taking anyone's benefits to throw them off. I mean, they're breaking the law. If you're able-bodied, if you're under a certain age, let's say 65, you don't have minor children at home. I'm not talking about a mother with a sick child in her arms, and you're receiving Medicaid, I don't think it's unreasonable to say you ought to work 20 hours a week or go to school or go to college, go to community college, or go back to high school. You know, look, if you really need Medicaid, I want you to get it. But there are people on Medicaid who could work, but they choose not to work. And sometimes the best way to get back on your feet is to get up off your ass.
Medicaid undocumented immigrants are not supposed to get Medicaid. I understand that there have been examples.
But they do. Yeah. All you got to do is step a toe in California, and you'll get everything.
Right. I just wanted to make sure that's clear that legally they're not eligible. Some people who already work or qualify for an exemption are still worried that they might lose their benefits due to getting stuck in red tape. CNN spoke to one Medicaid recipient in North Carolina who works and relies on Medicaid to get treated for a degenerative disc disease. And she told us, quote, I feel it will be so easy to lose your coverage if you do the reporting the wrong way and you can't fix it, unquote. How does the Republican Party plan to make sure that everyone who does qualify for an exemption, everyone who is legally eligible for Medicaid, is able to maintain coverage without any lapses?
Well, the states have to implement the new law properly. We have Medicaid changes all the time that come through CMS, and we have pretty well-developed Medicaid agencies in every single state. The states love the Medicaid money. And so that part, you know, a paperback or a paperwork flaw, that sort of thing, I think those are excuses, not reasons. I just don't anticipate that being a big problem. We already administer a very complicated Medicaid program. Tens
of millions of Medicaid recipients are children or the disabled. You just said that the best way to get back on your feet is to get off your ass, and you were talking about people who are under 65 and can work and don't. There are 80 million Americans on Medicaid. How many of them do you think fit the description of people who just need to get off their ass?
I don't know. And that's part of the frustration. We know that there are tens of thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands, but if you look at the reports, they're all over the map. And I'm glad you added that caveat about what I said. Look, if you can't work and you're disabled and you're really sick, or you're a poor mom with a couple of kids, you're entitled to Medicaid, and I want you to get it. But it's immoral, in my opinion, if you're healthy, if you don't have minor kids, and you're not elderly, it's immoral, in my opinion, for you to choose government dependency when you can work. I just think those who work should work. Now, not everybody agrees with me, but that's what I believe.
I want to turn quickly to another story out of your state. Those 10 inmates who escaped from New Orleans jail on May 16th, 2 of them are still on the run. One of them, his name is Derek Groves, convicted murderer. What's being done to ensure that they're caught and that a major prison failure like this doesn't happen again in Louisiana?
Well, I think everybody in law enforcement is looking for the 2 that haven't been caught. In terms of how to fix it, the Orleans Parish Jail is under the jurisdiction of Orleans Parish, the city council, the mayor, and a local sheriff. And they have done, in my judgment, an abysmal job. It's not a well-run institution. They don't want to ask for help. They resent it when the state comes in and says, look, can we help so you don't have so many escapees and so much of abuse on the people who are already in prison. And they resent when the state, and for that matter, the federal government comes in and tries to help, except when the federal government is trying to throw gobs of money at them. I don't know how you change people's hearts or feelings until Orleans Parish admits that it has a problem. They're going to continue to have this problem if they refuse help.
Republican Senator John Kennedy of the state of Louisiana, thanks so much. Appreciate it, sir.
I'm enjoying your book.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.